Aquaba, welcome to Danny's channel. Guys, I trust you're all doing well. You heard that in the background? I guess that's a rooster making some noise. Guess what, guys? I got a call. I got a call. Jamaicans just landed. Well, not just, but for Danny's, it's like they just arrived. Husband and wife and their 3 beautiful kids. They arrived in Ghana, July. Yes, July 2023. And yes, they came live and direct from Jamaica. Rooster, I hear you. But you know what even sweeter? Guess what? One entry. And I am here at their home. And I'm going to do a one-on-one. Because these guys' story, I know, gonna blow your mind. Aquaba, Kurt, and Rushell.
Thank you.
Welcome to my home on the continent of Africa, destination Ghana. Aye. No, we're going to get straight into this, okay? First of all, how did you find me? Who's going to take this, Rushell?
So, finding you, so Kevin Burton, a Ghanaian, Jamaican, he's from Jamaica, Jamaican actor. He moved to Ghana 3 years ago, and we met with him. So he started a WhatsApp group just last week with, so it's named Caribbean to Ghana. Within that group are like persons posting what they do, their skill sets, whatever their business is. And this lady, Sasha Royal, posted her business. And then I checked her page on Instagram, Jerk Royal Ghana, and then Medina, which they located in Medina, Ghana. On the page now I saw the escovitch fish, and then somehow I saw your comment. It was the only comment on the page on that day, and you said you enjoyed the fish that you ate yesterday. So it's very recent. So then I went on your page, the escovitch fish. I went on your page, and then I saw what you did as a wellness coach, Dan, wellness coach. And then on it I realized you have a contact number and I have a YouTube link. So I immediately clicked the YouTube link, and on the YouTube link popped up about the residency permit, which we're querying about.
Just moments before that.
Wow.
So that's how we really met you in terms of finding you then on the social media platform.
And you reached out, so we have 2 big ups, because Dan is very big on recognizing those who have assisted us, even if it's a micro step. So we're going to give out a big up to Kevoy and big up Sasha from Jerk Royal.
Yes.
Okay, so and you know, once you reached out and you told me that you got here in July, you know, Dan is just say, what are you doing? I'm on my way.
Yes.
Okay. Guys, ready for Diana's questions, because the global space and many of the diasporans, they like to hear the Jamaican story of those who have chosen the continent of Africa. And since Destination Ghana is our gateway, they want to know. So I'm going to start off with this. Why Ghana? Why Africa?
It's a spiritual calling, and we answered. It was incumbent upon us. We were drawn. We had a friend prior to now, I think a year or 2 ago, who had introduced us to another part of Africa for home. And that opened the entire conversation for us, because we intended to leave Jamaica at all, for no reason at all. Right? Jamaica was just it, because we definitely did not want to go to the United States of America. where everybody else is going. So we just said, all right, we just stay home. And we just said home is secondary to what we really know is home. We discuss this all the time, that home is really Africa. But because it seemed so far-fetched, we just said, okay, we stay here. Somehow along the line, we just fell in love with Ghana by researching.
Yeah, in the research.
Yeah, because we are teaching or sensitizing our children about, throughout the COVID period, we homeschooled a lot, so we sensitized our children about African history, their history, and how to appreciate it, and in all of that, we fell in love with Ghana, and we started to pursue it.
What platform were you doing your research on and looking into?
That was YouTube.
YouTube
Yes.
has been a fantastic source
Yes.
of information for majority of us, looking into the continent of Africa and then Ghana itself. So again, we really have to applaud the Ghanaian YouTubers who really are blasting Ghana for us. Share with me how you felt when you landed.
You want to go first? So, for me, as we can conquer, it was a spiritual journey for us. I cried. So when I had, and I'm feeling that tingling feeling now that I'm speaking about it. So when I had realized, because for every time, the flight was very long. From Istanbul to Ghana, it was about 6 hours.
Let me pause right here. Sorry. When you departed, you departed Kingston or
No,
Montego Bay?
Montego Bay.
Montego Bay to Panama, Panama to Istanbul, and Istanbul to Accra.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Continue.
So that was so from Istanbul to Ghana, it was 6 hours. So for me, like, I was so anxious as to when we're getting there, are we there yet? So for every time I open my eyes, I look, it's like the plane not moving.
Felt like a whole day.
Feel like, yeah. So when I feel that sense, okay, we're here, we are about to land, like I just felt tears flowing. It just can't stop.
It was fun.
It was flowing. It flowed and it flowed. And I just felt like, okay, this is it. Not to mention when we got our bags and came and the door opened.
Yeah, and you felt that air.
And that air hit you.
Yeah.
It felt like my grandmother, somebody, an
Hug
ancestor
you.
just called hug you.
No
Gee.
joke. That's no joke.
Wow.
That's real. That is real.
Wow.
You feel like you're just coming home. Huh? Real thing. Like you're just coming home. Prodigal son return.
Yeah. It's to experience it. It's different than to just hear about it. But when you experience
For
it, you
yourself.
can understand what we are saying. It feels different. It feels like a hug that you've never had before. Yeah.
And when you saw Ghana, did she look familiar to you? Did she remind you of somewhere?
Listen, going through immigration was the first step. They thought that we were Ghanaians and I thought that they were Jamaicans.
Yes, true.
So, I mean, we were so familiar, just the language difference in terms of the accent and whatever. But, I mean, I was so happy and at home from in the airport. I was jumping on the treadmill.
The thing
treadmill
that
brings
brought
you
the bag.
to the baggage section here, that X-ray the baggage.
Yes.
Yeah, man. That the guys in immigration, them start to laugh or put on them gun. Them say them Jamaicans are crazy.
Right? Yeah, I'm telling you, some of them they don't understand the
Yeah, man,
joy
they were
that
so
we
happy. They say,
have.
I don't care, man. You guys can say anything you want. They say, but glad, but no.
And one lady, is the immigration, the lady,
Immigration
she was
officer.
like, welcome home.
Yes.
How long have you been away? And we're like, we've never been here before.
So it rings true how much we look alike. I say that it's just when we open our mouths and we speak, we realize, Guys, so you've been here since July, so roughly 2 months.
Yes.
Roughly,
Yes.
This trip, one entry.
Yes.
That's bold.
Very
Eh? That's bold. I want you to tell me how this one entry, how you decide that you're just gonna just come here just like that.
Well, yeah,
So, I mean, through our research, so the research started last year about moving here. It was, as I said, it's spiritual. It's like, okay, as we saw Ghana popped up in the advertisement, whatever, and then that was it. We just couldn't stop. It was last year about October, thereabout, that it started. And then we're searching for like to get somebody, but for everything we weren't pushing to me, nobody or to know. It's just whatever is led to us, we took it. Now, when we talk about finances, it's 5 of us. We're talking about finances and all of that, and we're doing our plans, and everybody say, okay, if you're coming to Ghana, you don't need a visa. So we're thinking about budgeting and all of that and all. But then we didn't have the money to buy the ticket when we planned. So we planned that we leave in Jamaica by April. It didn't happen. But I realized we had a timeline spiritually again that we need to leave Jamaica by the 31st of July. And that was it, and that was what we are working with. So the money have to forward one way or the other.
Same way.
So we just have put with things, we just have plan, we just have make sure, say, all right, flight, whatever, it needs to happen. Now we were making checks through different agencies and they said, listen, it can't work. You have to have a two-way, a round trip flight. That is it, period. And there was a particular friend of mine, a travel agent, and she sent me a video in particular, and she said, Rush, this lady looked like she traveled the whole of the universe and Africa. Check her out. And I delayed. About the following day, I reached out and I realized the agency. And reached out and realized the agency was in the same parish that we lived in, which is Hanover, Jamaica. And we went there within an hour of their response. Them check out, say, all right, 5 hours, one budget. It was about $7,000 credit we had, 7,000 US. That we said, listen, this is it, you know. They look for the rates.
They laughed.
Yeah, they laughed.
And said that that's impossible. And I said, you're going to make it possible today. And she laughed again and said, okay, we're waiting.
Yeah. And in terms of the visa, we don't have no sort of visa. So then they were making the different checks. So that's how we reached to Turkey, because they got us a Turkish visa
Within just an hour.
an hour. So everything for that day, so we are talking about 2 weeks before we flew, we left Jamaica.
It wasn't 2 weeks. It wasn't even full 2 weeks, it was just a few days.
That's true. A few days before we left Jamaica. I was like, this is the 31st. People saying you need to have a US visa. We don't. And with time you have to get a
Appointment date.
All of that, and we didn't have that. So we said that this is the reality. So they made the checks. All right, you can go through Turkey, do that, whatever. So we just did that, because we're working with what we have. We know we have to get here, and we have to reach here one way or the other.
So Kurt, Rushell, I'm going to package this, because I'm trying to contain myself here. You made a decision. You started to look into Ghana in October 2022. You made a decision that come high, come low. You are leaving Hanover, the parish you are from, making your way to Ghana on the continent of Africa by the 31st of July, 2023. It's that 6 months window you gave yourself.
Yes.
And within that period of time, visa or no visa, in transit, you are going to be in Ghana.
Yeah.
And you arrived in Ghana
Yes.
with your 3 lovely kids. What date in July of this year?
We landed on the 25th of July.
6 days prior to your deadline. Let me tell you, man. Guys, Come on, man. This
We
is what
left
we call.
Jamaica on the 23rd of July. We left Jamaica on the 23rd from Montego Bay here.
Yes.
On the 23rd, and we landed on the 25th.
It's a long haul.
Almost
It's a
2 days.
long haul. This is audacious. Now you are here, okay, in your accommodation. So, what value do you see yourselves adding to Ghana? Makeda from Jamaica Village. She was the first person I heard utter these words. Africa needs its creators. Come on over. And then S drops in that her content is the year 2022 and beyond. So I ask you again, what value do you see yourselves adding to Ghana? Because after all, your one-way ticket is here. Kurt, talk to me.
Of the puzzle. Definitely, we are the missing part of the puzzle to make it happen, not just in Ghana, but for Africa as a whole. And we recognize that. So we pursue that with all we have. It's a spiritual goal, spiritual travel. As a matter of fact, just months to us coming here, I think about in February, there about somewhere there about this thing, Kumasi.
Yes.
Kept ringing in my head before I knew what Kumasi was. It was just a thing. I thought it was just like a slang or something. Just kept hearing in my head Kumasi till I started to say out loud Kumasi, 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 Kumasi. I mean, they thought I was crazy until we just said, I think it was Rushell, you first found Kumasi and told me that Kumasi is actually in Ghana. I said, wow.
Wow.
It's a real place.
Yeah.
So it's actually in Ghana. So that's where we're going. So we looked it up and then we started to do some research on Kumasi to some extent and see it was in northern Ghana, etc. I said, wow, I can't believe it. So it's actually a real thing that was in my head. I mean, it just actually closed the deal.
Yes.
You know, and we just pursued. But in terms of value added, we in Jamaica we have a business, renewable energy, and Seco Solar, and we intend to duplicate it here in Ghana to add value here. All right. Now, some persons would think that you come only to take from, but we come in both ways, in both aspects of it, because we have to give back that which we should have given, but we were robbed the opportunity to do so, and to take what's rightfully yours. And in saying so, also, you know. So we're on that path, but it's a spiritual journey.
You did say to me that you are encouraging a couple of your staff members back home to.
It would be an understatement because before leaving, all staff members were not encouraged but coerced to have all documents in alignment for later on this year. We're giving them up until October this year, the latest, to be here. And we're putting things in place to accommodate them, that when they come, it wouldn't be as difficult as it was for us. So that is in process as we speak, so that they too and their families can be contributors. And it would be good to take our own. I mean, everybody else does it, so I mean,
Correct.
why should we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody take their own with them. We're taking our own with us.
Absolutely. Guys, this is a wonderful story. Interesting, I am now saying you're newbies. And as I'm learning, I don't think we'll ever get to a point where we'll know it all about Ghana.
Yes.
Africa as a whole, but we have started here with Ghana. It's, bigger than our country where we were born.
That's true.
Guys, I am still in Accra, but let me say this again. And for those tuning in, Accra is bigger than Jamaica.
Exactly.
So where Kurt and Rushell is, it's far for Dan is, right?
From where she lives.
Right?
And it's still in Accra.
And we're still in Accra, so that just gives you a perspective for us what we are dealing with in commuting back and forth. you have requested one or two things of me, and I'll be willing to guide you until you say, Dan S, bye-bye, I don't need you anymore. And that's what it's all about, right? I share, and as I say, teach to teach, so that the next one, I think Sasha said it on our one-on-one,
Yes.
one help, one teach, one going along. And so somebody reaches out to you, okay?
Each one
There you go. Because Dianis, as you say, cut and flash quick, So. but
Move fast.
I move very fast. But don't worry, you'll have access to me.
Yes.
But rest assured, Kurt, right? Like, Rushell, solo, right? Hobby is with you.
Yes.
You gotta move. Dan is cause it boots on the ground, and you're going to absorb everything. I want you to take the last few minutes to share, because there are persons back home right now. I'm not even talking about in the West. I'm talking right there in Jamaica. We have 14 parishes who are wondering, thinking, can they cross it? Rushell, what would you say?
I mean, if you once you go a yard, you know you need to reach home. So
One
whatever
right.
it takes for you to get here, you need to. So all it takes faith,
Yes.
and it takes to put in the work to get it done. So for us, it's coming home. We know we had to reach, and we are here, and we're surviving, and we're healthy. Our children are fine. So what about you? You want to come home? You put in the work, get it done. Do your research, get it done, and we are here. Miss Dianis is here to reach out.
Excellent, Kurt.
Visualize this.
Yeah.
On a Friday evening, you're in Jamaica. It's raining in the city that you're at, Montego Bay, Kingston, Mandeville, Ocho Rios, wherever it is, and you want to get to your particular hometown, which is just outside of there. Raining. Right? It's terrible raining, and you want to get home. Come hell, come heaven, come water, come dry, no matter what happens. Lightning and thunder, now stop you. You have to go home. Not true?
Same way, so.
A yard this, you have to come home
Yes.
at all cost. Make it home.
Thank
We will
you.
help you make it happen.
Thank you. Guys, we're here. We're there.
Forward.
We're here.
We should
Reach
make
out.
mention of the kings who assisted us.
Yeah, that's true.
Hmm?
The Kings. So they have a YouTube channel, Life of the Kings. Daniel King and Gerald Kings. They're here. They have so if we watch their videos. So in our research, we were watching them as well, as to how they came and how they survived with their children and how it's been working.
Big up to the
for them.
Kings.
So
Big up to the Kings.
So they were just like you having your platform and utilizing it for good. They're utilizing their platform for good as well for persons.
And the more the merrier. There is enough for everybody.
Trust.
Guys, thank you so much. And we're going to get busy.
Yeah.
All will be well. Guys, please like, share,